Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you. The pleasure of a good heist movie lies in the charm of the characters planning it and in the way they pull it off. Logan Lucky boasts one of cinema's most creative heists, which involves an improvised explosive device made from gummy bears, bleach pens, fake salt and a plastic bag, an organized prison riot, and a breakout where the inmates must break back into prison afterward. It has a folktale of a heist. The film's script, written by Rebecca Blunt, Jules Asner, pseudonym, tinkers with its timeline, circling back on its story to reveal a satisfying twist. Just a few of the story's highlights include a children's beauty pageant that'll make you cry, a mysterious, Lynchian scene where Joe Bank's brothers must meet with the bear in the woods, and a bit during the prison riot about Game of Thrones that might just be the joke of the decade. Logan Lucky also happens to be vivid and beautiful, defying the modern movie trend of desaturating color, and it has a cinematic breath of fresh air. If you're wondering whether Logan Lucky will satisfy you as a racing fan, your mileage may vary. Before an advanced screening for a NASCAR industry audience, Soderbergh stated, "I wanted to make it clear from the standpoint of the filmmaking that we wanted to do for the Coca-Cola 600 and NASCAR what we did on the first Ocean's movie for the Bellagio. We wanted to make it seem like an event you would want to attend, and it was fun and exciting, and I hope we accomplished that." Although the film features a moving opening ceremony featuring LeAnn Rimes, the rest less than a minute worth of racing on screen, and fictional racer Dayton White, Sebastian Stan, only exists in the margins of the story. There are, however, some satisfying cameos. Ryan Blaney plays a birthday cake delivery boy, Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski portray CMS security guards, and Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards appear as highway patrol officers. You may even spot Kyle Larson as a chauffeur. And the film's car cameos are just as pleasing: a 2016 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 350, a 1982 Ford F-150, and a 1976 Pontiac Grand Prix. Melly drives a 1973 Chevy Nova and borrows, without asking, a Shelby GT 350 for the team's getaway. The only thing missing is the car chase with Melly behind the wheel. The film's lack of a proper antagonist might be a disappointment for some. Max Chilblain's douchebag evil is more of an annoyance than a direct threat to the Logans and the Banks. The film doesn't mind spending time with characters who don't seem essential to the heist plot but who are crucial to its characters' unluckiness, like Max Chilblain or Hilary Swank's FBI agent Sarah Grayson. But many will perceive these qualities as strengths, not weaknesses. Logan Lucky doesn't seem interested in building tension as much as it is in earning our affection. Logan Lucky just wants to hang out with its deeply likable characters. Logan Lucky is an escapist fantasy for our times, a confection that reveals something substantial when you dig a little deeper. These are people who've been forgotten or hobbled in some way. Their water is poisoned by a chemical leak. Clyde loses his hand returning from thankless war. Joe Bang has no one to come home to when he leaves prison, and his wife has run off with his criminally acquired retirement fund. Jimmy proves himself the loving father who just doesn't have the means to be near his daughter. The real villains include a prison warden, Dwight Yoakam, who seems more interested in covering his own ass than the welfare of his prisoners, and the moronic out-of-touch Chilblain who sees these characters as nothing more than an opportunity for solid social media content and fame. Technically, the stakes of the heist are small, but they feel huge. The Logan curse may not be real, but until now, the characters' fates have been out of their hands. Logan Lucky is about disenfranchised people taking back control of their lives. In Steven Soderbergh's world, criminals are likable and kind, and prisoners are better than the people who put them in prison. This isn't a typical heist movie, it's Robin Hood. The criminals of Logan Lucky don't hurt people, they get hurt, though one of them might just throw a Molotov cocktail at your SUV. It tests the cosmic opposite of fatalistic noir films or Jean-Pierre Melville's ice-cold French thrillers that seem to value professionalism and cleverness above all else. Thank you for watching our video. Please give us a big like, subscribe to our channel for new videos every day with amazing cars. Leave us your opinion in the comment section on the video. Thank you.